after the satsang, we're going to be very busy. So I have one announcement that I like to make now. In March, Swami Shantananda is doing a Sampurna Ramayana Saptah. And this is going to be a very, very, very big event. It will be a whole day event every day. Swamiji will probably be doing a total of maybe 5 hours of satsang. And there will be puja and there will be Ramayana chanting. So please mark it in your calendar. And if you have any vacation time coming, book it in that week. I don't want to hear that we are going to work so we can't come here in the daytime. You must come. March 22nd to March 29. And we would be looking for volunteers to guide us in arranging many, many things. So those who would like to help out in organizing, please see me for now. Later on, Anu, Tina would be the leads for this. And we have not spoken to Vinny yet, but we're going to ask Vinny to be the lead for the chanters. So surprise, surprise. But so those who can help us, please come forward because it's going to be a big event. There will be food served as well. So let's make it a very, very successful event. This will be a prelude to our Hanuman Chalisa Havan, which now probably will happen in August, not in July, as to the availability of Mukhya Swamiji, Swami Swarupananda. So I will confirm the date as soon as it's confirmed to me. Thank you. 5 hours every day. 2 or 3 lectures every day.
Shamishan Nirvana Rupam Vibhum Vyapakam Brahma Veda Swarupam Shamishan Nirvana Rupam Vibhum Vyapakam Nijam Nirgunam Nirvikalpam Niriham Nijam Nirgunam Nirvikalpam Niriham Chidakashavakashavasam Bhajeham Chidakashavakashavasam Bhajeham Nirakar Momkar Moolam Turiyam Nirakar Momkar Moolam Turiyam Girayana Gopitamisham Girisham Girayana Gopitamisham Girisham Karalam Mahakal Kalam Kripalam Karalam Mahakal Kalam Kripalam Gunagar Samsar Param Natoham Gunagar Samsar Param Natoham Sharadri Sankash Gauram Gavīram Sharadri Sankasha Gauram Gavīram Manobhūta Koti Prabhashri Shariram Manobhūta Koti Prabhashri Shariram Suranmaulikam Lolini Charuganga Suranmaulikallolini Charuganga Lasadbhalabhavendu Kanthe Bhujanga Lasadbhalabhavendu Kanthe Bhujanga Chavat Kundalam Sunetram Vishalam कुण्डलं भ्रूसुनेत्रं विशालं
प्रसन्नाननं नीलकण्ठं दयालम्
प्रसन्नाननं नीलकण्ठं दयालम्
मृगाधीशचर्माम्बरं मुण्डमालम्
मृगाधीशचर्माम्बरं मुण्डमालम्
प्रियं शङ्करं सर्वनाथं भजामि
प्रियं शङ्करं सर्वनाथं भजामि
प्रचण्डं प्रकृष्टं प्रगल्भं परेशम्
प्रचण्डं प्रकृष्टं प्रगल्भं परेशम्
अखण्डम् अजं भानुकोटिप्रकाशम्
अखण्डम् अजं भानुकोटिप्रकाशम्
त्रयशूलनिर्मूलनं शूलपाणिम्
त्रयशूलनिर्मूलनं शूलपाणिम्
भजेऽहं भवानी पतिं भावगम्यम्
भजेऽहं भवानीपतिं भावगम्यम्
कलातीतकल्याणकल्पान्तकारी
कलातीतकल्याणकल्पान्तकारी
सदा सज्जनानन्ददाता पुरारी
सदा सज्जनानन्ददाता पुरारी
चिदानन्दसन्दोहमोहापहारी
चिदानन्दसन्दोहमोहापहारी
प्रसीद प्रसीद प्रभो मन्मथारी
प्रसीद प्रसीद प्रभो मन्मथारी
न यावदुमानाथ पादारविन्दम्
न यावत् उमानाथ पादारविन्दम्
भजन्ति ह्यलोके परेवानराणाम्
भजन्ति लोके परे वा नराणाम्
न तावत् सुखं शान्ति सन्तापनाशम्
तावत् सुखं शान्ति सन्तापनाशम्
प्रसीद प्रभो सर्वभूताधिवासम्
प्रसीद प्रभो सर्वभूतादिवासम्
न जानामि योगं जपं नैव पूजा
न जानामि योगं जपं नैव पूजा
नतोऽहं सदा सर्वदा शम्भुतुभ्यम्
नतोऽहं सदा सर्वदा शम्भुतुभ्यं
जराजन्म दुःखोऽघातप्यमानम्
जराजन्म दुःखोऽव्यतातप्यमानम्
प्रभो पाह्यापन्नमामीश शम्भो
पाह्यापन्नमाशीष शम्भो
प्रभो पाह्यापन्नमीशाश शम्भो
पाह्यापन्नमामीश शम्भो
प्रभो पाह्यापन्नमामीश शम्भो
पाह्यापन्नमामीश शम्भो
रुद्राष्टकमिदं प्रोक्तं विप्रेण हरतोषये ये पठन्ति नरा भक्त्या तेषां शम्भु प्रसीदति। बोले उमापति महादेव की जय। देवी भवानी माँ, जय देवी भवानी माँ।
Vande
Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Shri Saraswatyai Namaha. Om Shri Gurudevaya Namaha. Jayanti Mangala Kali Bhadrakali Kapalini Durga Kshama Shiva Dhatri Swaha Swadha Namostute Swaha Swadha Namostute. Okay, so we are seeing, for those who came tonight for the first time, the Devi Mahatmyam. And last night we left it where Shumbha Nishumbha, these two, I told you, the two legs of the ego. What are the two legs of the ego? Me and mine. And see, because we are only doing this in 6 days, and it's a whole big Mahatmya with 700 verses, we can only touch on so little, right? In 6 days, I mean, how much you can do. And this requires that in your spare time, while you drive, while you do whatever you do, you sitting in planes and trains and buses and all that, you have a lot of spare time that time. So you do a lot of reflection on this whole idea of me and mine. And me and mine leads to these lead to so many various types of durgunas, means what do you call? Undesirable qualities and practices and habits and traits and like that. Me and mine. At the basis of the whole thing is the durguna called as selfishness. And there are so many practices in our Sanatana Dharma which teach us how to come out of the selfishness. Like yesterday, very simply we were saying, even if you look at our pledge, that pledge is given in English, but it's such a profound pledge. Puja Gurudev used to love it so much. And in one of the lines there, it says, we have to produce more than what we consume and give more than what we take. But what we do in the world is we do the opposite. And that is because of me and mine. The selfishness which is bred by me and mine. Because we are concerned only about ourselves. It's me. I'm concerned only about me. I couldn't care less about you. Like that. That is selfishness, you see. So this, me and mine, are the two legs on which the ego stands. This me and mine is what we are seeing now. This Shumbha Nishumbha, and we saw that they sent now to remove to capture the Devi, to capture the divine. Now this is a very interesting thing. Shumbha and Nishumbha, they send this Chandamunda, they send that Sugriv, Dhumra Lochan, so many we saw, right? To catch the Devi and bring her here. And what a simple message behind the whole thing right there. What is that? With selfishness, with me and mine, with that whole feeling of me and mine, we can never catch the divine. Me and mine can never catch the divine. That is rhyming also. That is why Bhagavan is saying in the 2nd chapter of the Gita, Nirmamo Nirahankaraha, the one who has given up this me and mine, Sa Shantim Adhigacchati, that person reaches the supreme state of Shanti. Nirvana Mirchati, he reaches Nirvana. We have to give up this me and mine. It is the me and mine which keeps us separate from Paramatma. The me and mine causes me to see myself as an island unto I see myself as an island unto myself. So if I see myself as an island unto myself, now what is the need for Paramatma? There is no need. So Shumbha Nishumbha sent this, and this Shumbha sent all the different people to capture the divine, but that is not going to happen. We saw. And last night when we left it, she removed this Chandra Munda. Remember that? And there was one more verse in that chapter. I'll tell you now. Jai Ambe Jagadambe,
Jai Ambe Jagadambe,
Jai Ambe Jagadambe,
Jai
चामुण्डं च
अम्बे जगदम्बे
गृहीत्वा तमुपागता
अम्बे जगदम्बे
चामुण्डेति ततो लोके
अम्बे जगदम्बे
ख्याता देवी भविष्यसि
अम्बे जगदम्बे
जय अम्बे जगदम्बे
अम्बे जगदम्बे
जय अम्बे जगदम्बे
अम्बे जगदम्बे
Jagadamba Mata ki jai. How this tradition is so wonderful. I don't know if you have thought about it, but see, there are so many names that have the same sort of origin. You know that? What is Tripurari? Tripura-ari. Tripura-ari is the Bhagwan who removed the demon Tripura, isn't it? So if we're removing a demon also, he gets the name like that. And like that, so if you see all the incarnations, they get named like that. Ravanari. Ravanari, Bhagwan Ram is called Ravanari, means who removed this Ravan, like that. So those things are very, very common in the tradition. And here also, now this Devi, when we ended the story last night, I did not tell, we finished before this verse. She removed Chandamunda. So the verse is Yasmat, since Chandam cha Mundam cha Grihitva Tvamupagata. Since you are the one who removed this Chandamunda, therefore, Chamundeti tato loke khyata Devi bhavishyasi. O Devi, you will be called in the whole world as Chamundi. Chamunda, Chamunda, and Chamundi sometimes we say also. So because she removed this Chandamunda, she became called as Chamunda, Chamundi, like that. So many of the names that we see in the scriptures, they have origins like this. Now today, we have to see, after removing this Chandamunda and all, Tumra Lochan and all of this, now this Shumba Nishumba, and Shumba is the, wherever they are twins also, there will always be one in front, you know. There will always be like one who is leading. Any two brothers also, you will always see one in front. Ravana is leading Kumbhakaran. He goes and wakes him up. Kumbhakaran is sleeping, Kumbhakaran gets up. What happened? Why are you waking me up? No, we got into some little trouble. Please come and help. Otherwise he's sleeping. But Ravana is the one who is leading. Like that. Hiranyaksha, Hiranyakashipu. Hiranyakashipu remains. Hiranyaksha dies and goes. Hiranyakashipu carries on a long battle with Bhagwan. I mean, a long battle with Dharma, like that. So anyway, here also, this Shumba Nishumba, Shumba is leading, his elder brother, and leading. And so, he thought, what is this? We have to really do something terrible now. So, he sends, Rakta Bij. Rakta Bij is a diabolical fellow. And Rakta Bij, in fact, before Rakta Bij comes out, the Devi tells Bhagwan Shiva, you go and tell this Shumba Nishumba to come here and fight. Come here and fight, but we'll give them a choice. This is also one very interesting thing. And then Rakta Bij is sent. What is very interesting message? I want you to see the fundamentals of Sanatana Dharma and the way we understand the divinity and the universe. It's given very nicely in these few lines. Now, for those of you who are having the book, 824, see. Jai Ambe Jagadambe
Jai Ambe Jagadambe
Jai Ambe Jagadambe गच्छ भगवन्
अम्बे जगदम्बे
पार्श्वं शुम्भ निशुम्भयोः
अम्बे जगदम्बे
ब्रूहि शुम्भं निशुम्भं च
अम्बे जगदम्बे
दानवावति गर्वितौ
अम्बे जगदम्बे
ये चान्ये दानवास्तत्र
अम्बे जगदम्बे
युद्धाय समुपस्थिता
अम्बे जगदम्बे
त्रैलोक्यम् इन्दोर्लभं ताम्
अम्बे जगदम्बे
देवा सन्तु हविर्भुजः
अम्बे जगदम्बे
यूयं प्रयात पातालम्
अम्बे जगदम्बे
यदि जीवितुमिच्छत
अम्बे जगदम्बे
यदि जीवितुमिच्छत
अम्बे जगदम्बे.
Several things happen in this passage here. Devi tells Bhagwan Shiva. Now this is Bhagwan Shiva's own, what is it called? His Ardha Bhag, half sight of Bhagwan Shiva only. You go there and tell this Shumbha Nishumbha to give this proposal to them. So first of all, Bhagwan Shiva has become now a messenger for his own Durga. He's become a Duta. The word is used here. And you'll see the name coming just now also. He's become Duta. Tvam Gacha Bhagavan. But she addresses him Bhagavan. You become the Duta. Like that. And Bhagavan Shiva is used to becoming Duta only because he only came as Hanumanji as Ramaduta. He's used to becoming Duta, messenger, emissary. So he goes. And she tells, Bruhi, you tell. She instructs Bhagavan Shiva what to tell. Tell them this Shumbham Nishumbham cha Danavau Ati Garvitau. These two Danavas who are so proud and who are so haughty and puffed up and wrapped up in themselves. You tell them, Ye cha anya Danavaha tatra yuthaya samupastita, who are gathered, all the other asuras who are gathered there, you tell them, Trailokyam Indro Labatam Devaha Santu Havirbhujaha. Means to say, from now on, tell them, let Indra and all the devatas receive the fair share of their offerings, because they are supposed to have these offerings. Now these Shumbha, they have been taking the offerings. Means to say, unfairly expropriated somehow. So let them receive their own share of the offering. And now, let Indra become the king of Swarga once more, and you too, which is Shumbha Nishumbha, you go, Yuyam Prayata Patalam Yadi Jivitum Icchatha. And if you too desire to live, you go and rule in Patal. Now see, this also is seen in all the other scriptures. The Devi or the Avatar, they really have no desire to eliminate or remove or eradicate anybody. Bhagwan Ram also has no desire to eradicate Ravan. Till the last he tells Ravan, why don't you, change? Why don't you give up your adharma and stick to dharma? And here also, in other words, she is giving an option. You leave this Swarga Lok which you have taken over unfairly, and you can go and rule in Patal, because you are the rightful leaders of Patal. You have come and taken over the Swarga also, and taken over the portfolio of Indra and all of them. So she has no desire to remove them. And really, in this world, there is no desire by any of the avatars to remove anybody. It is, everybody should find their right place. When things are out of place, when you put a square peg in a round hole, or what they call it, things are out of place, mismatch, we have to correct those things. That is what dharma and adharma is about, you see. So she sends Bhagwan Shiva, you go with this very peaceful, go with this very good choice, option, and you tell to this Shumba Nishumba, okay, you can, we have no desire to remove, you can go there and stay in that patal, and you can rule there. A different loka, different world, for all of those who don't know what is patal and all. We have different, and I keep telling you, please don't think that this is the only world in this universe where we are living in. There are Ananta Koti Brahmanda. Please adopt these words from Sanatana Dharma. Ananta Koti Brahmanda. There are countless universes. Now science is slowly coming to discover and to start talking about multiverses and that kind of thing. And they are discovering trillions of galaxies out and all that kind of thing. And in trillions of galaxies where we, even though we don't feature in this whole thing, we have life. So we think that there's no life there. No, the scriptures have been talking about countless universes. So some universes will be like this, where you have a good balance of joy and sorrow, or what you call dvandva sansar, duality. And some universes will be where there's a lot of joy, like Swarga. Joy, going on, enjoying for years and thousands of years only. And then there are some universes where there will be so much of sorrow, like Narak and Patal and Kumbi Paka and all. We have so many different types of Narak also, and so many different types of Swarga also. Right? So, one of them is called as Patal. So she tells you all go and rule there and leave the Devatas alone. You have dispossessed these fellows, thrown them out and kicked them out and taken over their rightful place and taking their offerings and all of that kind of thing. You don't belong here. So she's also looking for peace. So she sends Bhagwan Shiva with this message. And I'm giving you option, give me your choice. I don't want to really remove you like that. This has always been the Hindu way. But of course, when it doesn't work, when Bhagwan Ram gave Ravan choices after choices after choices and it didn't work, then what? Well, you'll have to remove him. And that is exactly the procedure we follow in life also. I treat this hand when it has gotten some disease, some gangrene, something. I treat it, but when it threatens the existence of the rest of the body, what you will do with the hand? Well, you'll have to remove it, isn't it? Because the rest of the body will go down with it. So you'll have to remove. This is the Pakka Hindu response to atrocities in the world. Okay. Right. So she sends with this proposal. Bhagwan Shiva goes there. And the verse here says, Tataha niyukta dautena taya devya Shiva swayam Shivaduti iti loke asmin tataha sa khyatitam agata. Means to say, because you have been sent, or you had sent Bhagwan Shiva as a duta to give a message to Shumba Nishumba, from that time also she became known as Shivaduti. So one of her names is Shivaduti. She sent Bhagwan Shiva as a duta. Anyway, Bhagwan Shiva goes there and tells this message to Shumba Nishumba. Now you think they want to listen to any of this? No matter what good counsel anybody gave to Ravan also, he did not want to listen. So Shumba Nishumba doesn't want to listen to any of this. Then they sent now. Who is this? Now, so this is number 40 if you have your book there. 840. Jai Ambe Jagadambe.
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 Jai Ambe Jagadambe. बीजो महासुरः
जय अम्बे जगदम्बे
रक्तबिन्दुर्दुजदा भूमौ
जय अम्बे जगदम्बे
रक्तबिन्दुर्यदा भूमौ
जय अम्बे जगदम्बे
पतत्यस्य शरीरतः
जय अम्बे जगदम्बे
समुत्पतति मेदिन्याम्
जय अम्बे जगदम्बे
तत्प्रमाणो महासुरः
जय अम्बे जगदम्बे
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 जगदम्बा माता की जय। योद्धुम अभ्याययौ क्रुद्धो रक्तबीजो महासुरः. This Shumba Nishumba got angry like anything. How you can see, I told you now, when there is me and mine, there is a strong feeling of entitlement. So if there is a strong feeling of entitlement, how dare you tell me what to do? I am the one who is supposed to tell you what to do. Because I am entitled, I am the boss, I am the master, I am the, the grand poobah. So I should be telling you what to do. And I am entitled to that privilege. This happens in all sorts of kinds of life. Huh? This is a very, very interesting thing. I heard of a nice story where the mother-in-law, the beggar comes and knocks on the door. Arey amma, kuch to de dijiye na. You please give something. So the mother-in-law, no. Is ghar mein kuch nahi hai. Jao. This house doesn't have, you go. So next day the beggar comes again. Arey amma, kuch to de dijiye na. No, again sends. So the mother-in-law got in a habit of sending away the beggar. So then, one morning, this happened, it's going on for a long time. And one morning the mother-in-law had to go somewhere. So the beggar came and knocked. So the daughter-in-law answered the door. So, the daughter-in-law had heard every day, what the mother-in-law was telling. So she also told something, no, there's nothing in this house, you go. So the beggar went away. The beggar walked there and he met that mother-in-law in the market. So he said, oh, you are here. And she said, oh, you are here, this beggar. Yes, I'm here. But did you go to my house? Mother-in-law is asking, did you go to my house? Yes, I went. Then what happened? The daughter-in-law said, go, there's nothing here. Then mother-in-law, what? Daughter-in-law? How dare daughter-in-law tell you to no, go, there's nothing here. You come back with me now. So she took that beggar back to the house. Now I'll go inside. Now you come and knock. Beggar stood outside, mother-in-law went inside. Poor beggar came and knocked. Amma, kuch to de dijiye na. When she opened, no, there's nothing in the house. Go. Terrible thing. It means to say, who has the right to tell to go? The right to tell is mine, not the daughter-in-law's like that. Not anybody's. This, what I'm saying, I've started on the first day by telling this sense of entitlement for a human being is a deep-seated disease. Please pay attention to it. This is really Shumba Nishumba, deep-seated. You wouldn't believe how many things we think that we are entitled to. And I told on one of the previous days also, we are entitled to Nothing. We are entitled to zero. If we have anything in this life, we should be grateful to Bhagwan and thank the Lord for having blessed us with something, whatever we have. But we are really not entitled to anything. So now, when Bhagwan Shiva comes to this Shumbha Nishubha, how dare you tell me what my options are? I should tell you what my options are. He got angry and then immediately now dispatched this, what do you call it? Rakta Bij. Now here Rakta Bij is described. And I was telling in the Arti, all the characters that we speak about here, Chandamunda and Shumbha Nishubha and everybody is there in Arti. And in the Arti, the Rakta Bij name doesn't come. So we think he doesn't come, but you have to look very closely in the Arti. At the end you will look. Huh? So there, he is called as Shonita Bij. So Shonita is another name for blood in Sanskrit. Rakta means blood. One more thing I want to tell you, all people who speak Hindi and all people who, like that kind of thing. Recently I was reflecting on this. You wouldn't believe the degree to which our Hindi has become totally, what is that called? Bollywoodized. The Hindi has become Bollywoodized, and now nobody speaks Hindi anymore, everybody speaks Urdu. Because everything that goes on in Bollywood is Urdu, and Hindi is dying out. But see, Rakta and Shonita and all of these Sanskrit derived words, nobody uses. You ever use a Rakta for blood or what? Everybody says Khoon. Khoon. We say or not? This is Urdu only. So slowly, Bollywood has made everything become Urdu. We have to try to preserve the Sanskrit origin words which have come into Hindi. Anyway, so here, in the Arti you will look out today, you will see Shonita Bij. So there is his name. But he is described here now. This Rakta Bij is described. Rakta Binduhu Yada Bhumau Patati Asya Sharirataha. Any one drop of blood that falls from his body onto the earth. Any one drop of blood, Bhumau. Then Samutpatati Medinyam Tat Pramano Mahasuraha. His great power was what? From that one drop of blood will come another Rakta Bij. And now when you wound Rakta Bij and you harm him, one drop of blood will not fall. So much will fall. So he came there to fight with this type of power. From every drop of blood will come a new Rakta Bij. Now this is a very terrible thing. Because how are you ever going to stop him now? Because the moment you strike him, blood will come. I don't know about you all, but we have been hearing this story from childhood. This is because it's a formidable problem. So then, in the scriptures, the Yosi Puja Gurudev and all, he'll tell, and the rishis tell like this. This Rakta Bij is who, Rakta Bij is our insatiable desires. Human being, this jiva, his desires have no end. And one desire leads to another. You will see that. Look here, you go online to purchase something. Now see, everybody already knows what I'm talking about. And the world is so geared up, and the world is so wired up to make sure that when you go there, your desires do not decrease. Your desires increase. So then when you buy one product, immediately the next box to tick, they will ask you, do you want this add-on? And do you want this, and they will have all the different things to accompany whatever you are buying. So the desires will increase. But desires are like that. One desire does not get satiated by its fulfillment. This is the power of desire. Desire does not get satiated by its fulfillment. This is wrong philosophy. And there are people who teach this. There are people who teach this that if you satiate the desire, means you fulfill the desire, you wanted this thing and you get it, then your desires will become satiated. There is no such thing. Let me tell you. See, in our Kathopanishad, we are all called as Balaha. Balaha means children. Kathopanishad called all of us as children. And very rightly so also. Because in our life, you see, all of us, when we were little, we had toys or not? Now anybody knows where the toys are? Who knows where the toys are? They disappeared into the firmament. We have no clue where they are. But we all had toys. So people mistakenly interpret that to mean that we have become detached from our toys. They mistakenly say, no, we have become detached from those toys. I don't care where they are. But that is not true. What we have done is just we have replaced those toys with other toys. That is all. The attachment for those toys as little children, that attachment has remained, and we have gotten rid of those toys, and in place of those toys we have put other things. Yes, other objects. So we are attached to those little objects. A little child will hold on to that teddy bear and will not give it up for anything. So we have just removed the teddy bear and we have put other things in place. In the same way as we had desires as little children, when children see this thing in the store and that thing in the store and the other thing in the store, when they see, they want it. They go and cry. They pull the dress of the mother, get me this. Well, that also has not changed. Attachment has not changed and desires have not changed. And they are, see, the desires were satiated. We wanted this as a child and the mother gave, the father gave, the parents gave. So that did not satiate desires. Okay, now all my desires are fulfilled. That never happened. There is no such thing. Desires just multiply. So now, this Rakta Bija is this thing called as insatiable desires. There is no end to that. Now it's very interesting. How this Rakta Bija will be removed? How these insatiable desires will be removed? So now he comes, and of course, like yesterday I told you, on and on this fight goes. See, this is number 53. Jai Ambe Jagadambe,
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 Tanvishan Suran,
Jagadambe,
Tanvishan Suran Drishwa,
Jayambe Jagadambe,
Chandrika Prasatkaram,
Jayambe Jagadambe,
Uvacha Kalim Chamunde,
Jayambe Jagadambe,
Vistirna Vadanam Kuru,
Jayambe Jagadambe,
Jayambe Jagadambe,
Jayambe Jagadambe,
Jayambe Jagadambe,
Jayambe Jagadambe.
From all the deities, Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh, all Indra, all Kartikeya, everybody, all of their feminine forms took material manifestation. All of them came to join this battle because to to remove this Rakta Bij. Oh. So all the forms came. So now several forms of the Devi fighting. And anytime the Devi struck this Rakta Bij, 100 more Rakta Bijas will come. Because 100 drops of blood will fall there. And so here now the Devi paused. Oh, this Rakta Bij, he'll not go. Then what? She tells. Uvachakalim Chamunde Vistirna Vadanam Kuru. Means you open your mouth like this. And any drop of blood that comes out, you drink this. So the Devi told to Kali, that form. Any drop of blood that comes out, you drink this drop of blood. Don't let it fall on the earth. So now what is this thing? Now I have to tell you a little. I have to tell you about the Bermuda Triangle. You have heard about the Bermuda Triangle? Right. So here is Bermuda Triangle. Bhagavan Shankaracharya gives in his Vivek Chudamani, you will see. So this triangle is like this. So this triangle is called as Avidya Kama Karma. Please pay attention to this now. Now this is Vedanta. Avidya is ignorance. So what exactly am I ignorant of? Now this is for the individual. You have to apply this to your own self. What exactly am I ignorant of? I am ignorant of my Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma Swarupa. I am ignorant of the fact that I am infinite, limitless, deathless, and all of that thing. And I think the opposite about myself, isn't it? We all think that we are finite, we are limited, we will die. So I am ignorant of my true nature. That ignorance of my infinite nature makes me feel incomplete, ineffective, makes me feel powerless, makes me feel deserving, makes me feel, I am never contented. When I am Purna, I think I am Apurna. You see? Because I feel now limited, I feel Apurna, means incomplete, because I feel that I am powerless and so many other things, that feeling caused by this ignorance causes a desire. So avidya kama. That feeling of incompleteness and that feeling of limitation causes a desire. I have to get something to make myself complete. I have to make myself full. I have to make myself total. I have to, like that. So that avidya, Bhagavan described in Vivek Chudamani very nicely, causes calm, desire. I am always desiring something to make myself complete, full, whole, total, like that. That karma causes me or kicks me into action. We call karma. Because I can't just sit here and desire. I get up and I do something to fulfill that desire. So this karma kicks me into action. And I do some action and I get some karma phala. So I do the karma and I get karma phala. And that karma phala brings some bit of joy. Some little bit of joy I get from that. And then I become convinced that joy lies in the karma phala. I'm convinced now that joy lies in the karma phala. And that conviction is a buttressing and a reinforcing and a strengthening of the original ajnana. Because joy doesn't lie in objects and karma phala. Joy is my very own nature. You see this thing? But that little bit of joy which I get from the karma phala, that reinforces this ajnana here. And I become more convinced now, yes, the joy lies in the object, which is wrong knowledge, that is ajnana. And now this ajnana, this conviction, wrong conviction, this thing becomes strengthened. And then what happens? Pushes another karma, desire, that pushes another karma, and that pushes and strengthens that wrong knowledge. Then what? Bermuda Triangle. This is what happens there. Now see what happens. In this triangle, one of them is called desire. So, avidya, kama, karma. Avidya, kama, karma. Like that. So, the only way to remove this thing is one of them in this whole triangle, I will have to stop. I will have to stop one of them because they feed each other, isn't it? So now the scriptures tell, if for an ordinary being like you and I, how we will stop karma. That thing is very difficult. So the scripture says you start at the easiest point. Which is the easiest point? The easiest point is here, this karma. So I have a desire. So I tell myself, no, I will not fulfill this desire. So I will not do the karma to fulfill this desire. That is the easiest thing. Desires will keep coming. I will not do this karma. And so by that we can minimize, not stopping, I mean, I'm talking about stopping. We can minimize the amount of desire. Because I don't get fulfilled once, twice, 10 times, 100 times. Oh, okay, I give up. You leave it. Other desires will come in different forms and all that kind of thing. But the idea is now that if I fulfill a desire, I am just going to make the chain. And that is how the Rakta Bij, when one drop of blood falls, a new one comes in. Because I am contributing to this fulfillment of this desire and all. So it keeps coming. So at the ordinary level, we say, no, I'm not going to fulfill this desire, and I'm going to hold back. I'm just going to let desires come in the mind, and I will watch the desires. I'll watch them. And then I engage myself in study of scriptures, and the study of the scriptures will make me become convinced that this knowledge which I had, that happiness lies in karma phala, that wrong understanding by the study of scriptures will go away. And slowly, if I study scriptures well, I will be able to not only remove these desires, but I will be able to remove the very source of the desires, which is this thing called as ajnana, avidya kama karma. I'll be able to remove this avidya by proper study of scriptures and all, following the sampradaya and the teaching of the guru and all. I remove avidya. And if I remove avidya, then the whole triangle gets removed, dissolved, like that. You see? Now I want you to tell one more thing. This thing of the removal of ajnan, which is what causes the avidya, what causes the karma in the first place, right? If I remove this, Gurudev says very simply, now all of you have heard. If you remove the cause, the effect will go away. So the cause is avidya and the effect is karma. So to really remove karma totally, I have to remove the cause, which is called as avidya. So what I have to do each time a desire comes up, I have to remind myself of the knowledge. Arey bhaiya, your happiness does not lie in fulfilling this desire. Your happiness lies in discovering your own swarupa. Your happiness lies in discovering your own self, my Satchitananda Swarupa. I have to remind myself that every time. Now tell me, where this thing is going on? This thing is going on in my own mind. Who has to remind who? My own mind has to remind my own my own mind. So the idea here is now, when the drop of blood falls on the earth, the Devi is telling to Kali, and her own other form. No, see, this is she only. It's one Devi. Just now this will come again. It's one Devi only. The Devi is telling her own form, look, you drink that blood. It means to say, when a desire arises in my mind, my own mind has to tell my own mind, look, your happiness does not lie in fulfilling of this desire. Your happiness lies in discovering your own self. It means from within me only, the solution to the arising of a new desire each time, that solution has to come from within. That is not going to come from outside. So the Devi herself is telling another form of her own self, don't let this blood fall on the earth. In other words, don't let this desire manifest into a new karma. Don't let this karma, this desire here go and cause you to do a new karma here. Reflect now and realize that if you do that new karma, karma phala will wrongly convince you that happiness lies in the karma phala. So don't let this thing happen. Don't let this blood fall on the earth. And I'm telling, this type of knowledge and this type of understanding has to be within. Huh? So she's speaking to herself, her own form. So here, Chamundi is telling to Kali. Kali, in this verse, if you see it, is very interesting verse, and it's all about Vedanta only. Huh? So then, like this, when they came upon this plan now, oh, we'll not let this blood fall on the ground. Otherwise, hundreds of Rakta Bejas were coming. It looks like it is impossible to remove him. With one stroke. This is 61. Sa patat mahi prishte shastra sangha samahataha niraktascha mahi pala rakta bijo mahasuraha. With one serious blow. And the serious blow is the final blow to the very cause of this, which is called as ignorance. Finally, removal of Rakta Bij really is the removal of ignorance. That what ignorance? That I am Satchit. I am ignorant of that. That I am Satchitananda. And they removed this Rakta Bij. Now you could imagine the wrath of Shumbha. He heard the Rakta Bij is removed. He got angry like anything. This is now the next chapter itself, it goes on. And I told you, what a nice desire we all have carry in our heart from birth till death, no? When Gabbar Singh is getting, when Gabbar Singh is getting blows, everybody say, yeah, give him some more. Yeah, everybody's happy and all, like that. Because everybody has an intrinsic desire for revenge. We are born with that thing. And not only Gabbar Singh, any movie you're looking at. It's always like that, isn't it? We are waiting for the end. And as children also, we used to wait for the end. We did not know about Gabbar Singh and this and that. We used to, I don't know how you characterize it in where you grew up, but we used to say the star boy and the crook. Those were the two names we used when we were children. I'm sure in America they say cops and robbers. Huh? You have different names and all. So now see, this desire for revenge, Shumbha, Nishumbha now. 9.5. Jai Ambe Jagadambe
Jagadambe
Jai Ambe Jagadambe
Jai Ambe Jagadambe
Chakara Kopamatulam
Jai Ambe Jagadambe
Rakta Bija Nipatite
Jai Ambe Jagadambe
Shumbhasuram Shumbhasha
Jai Ambe Jagadambe
Hateshwan Yeshu Chahave
Jai
Jagadamba Mata ki jai. Chakara kopam atulam. This Shumba Nishumba, Shumba got so angry. Atulam kopam means immeasurable wrath. Fury like that. Oh. And the only desire they had now is to remove this Devi. And of course they came there rushing. Well, you know that. When anything is clouding your mind and you approach any task, and anything is clouding the mind, well, whatever task is going to be at hand, that task will not be completed properly because there is something which is clouding the mind. So Shumba Nishumba came there with what type of cloud in their mind? Revenge, anger, like that. So when you come with this double thing now, anger and revenge, well, every step will be a misstep. So every step now in there is a misstep, and every word will be a wrong word, and like that, they came there and rushed the Devi and all. And the Devi, of course, gave the fitting reply. And of course, I told you can go and you read all of this and all, because a lot of bloodbath is there. They rushed the Devi and all, big fight, and so many Rakshasas being killed one after the next. And at one point, of course, the Devi knocks out this Nishumba, the younger one, first. Of course, it is always like that. Kumbhakaran goes before Ravan. Means it's very interesting. The big one goes, the biggest, eldest always remains last. Like Gabbar Singh remains last. All the others go first. So everybody went before Ravan. Ravan was the last to go. Like that. So now the Shumba, piercing the heart of Nishumba, they removed him. And now Shumba was left. This is now number 36. For those who say. Jai Ambe Jagadambe
Jagadambe
Jai Ambe Jagadambe
Jagadambe
Tasya Nishkramato Devi
Ambe Jagadambe
Prahasya Svanavattataha
Ambe Jagadambe
Shiraschedasan Nena
Ambe Jagadambe
Shiraschichedasangena
Ambe Jagadambe
Tato Savapatat Bhuvi
Ambe Jagadambe
Jai Ambe Jagadambe
Ambe Jagadambe
Jai Ambe Jagadambe
Ambe Jagadambe
Jagadamba Mata ki jai. Because a story is being told, and you have what we have a sequential order of things, a temporal order of things, you'll have, you notice that the last one before Shumba Nishumba, the last one was Raktavij, because he sent many a Chamunda and all of them, Chandamunda and everybody before, like that, right? Dhumra Rochan and all we saw the previous night, and so many of them come before. But the sequence here now is being, the story has to be told, so you need some sequence of time. This Rakta Bij, then Nishumba, then Shumba, and all of them. In reality, once the ignorance is gone, because ignorance, I told you, ignorance is there, that causes moha, moha causes me and mine. So we left out a step inside of that, because we're telling about the main things. It's from this me and mine comes all of these desires and all that kind of thing. So when we give the chart, like for example when Puja Gurudev gives Om, then V, then BMI, there are many things which are left out there. It's not that that is a complete chart. Many things are left out, but she's telling the main things. So all the desires of Rakta Bij, insatiable desires, will come between that me and mine and all the, what we call on the bottom here, mala, right? With the chart I told you on one of the previous nights. But anyway, now, the me and mine are the last two to go, and especially the me. Me means an individual identity. Once ignorance goes, all the desires goes, all mindness goes, and the last thing to go is I-ness. I am an individual, an island unto myself, separate, unconnected. That I is the last thing to go. That falls last. Otherwise, see, when you are sitting to meditate, you still think, everybody still thinks, I am meditating, correct or not? Huh? Actually, still I am, yes. And maybe I may get mukti, you know, you never know. So he's still thinking, I. Who will get mukti? I. And there's no such thing. It's all still wrong thought. So the I itself has to, the I who is thinking he'll get mukti, he also has to go. So the last is this Shumbha. And she cut off his head. Shiraha chikcheda khangena. Khanga means sword. Now, this is been given in this type of language, which ordinarily we know, like fighting and cut off head and all that kind of thing. Bhagwan Sri Ramana Maharishi gives this in a very nice way. This I, all we have to do is sit quietly and ask, who is this I? Where this I is coming from? Aham kuto, aham kuto, bhavati chinvataha. Ayamaham kuto, bhavati chinvataha. Aipatatyaham nija vibhanakam. You heard? Ayam aham kutaha bhavati. Where is this I springing from? So, this is being represented outside here as the removal of the I in a battle, in a fight and all that kind of thing. But really, when we go inside, the I is springing and I am asking, now, where is this I coming from? So the springing of the I and the asking, remember I was telling you about the two sides of the Prakriti? The two fighting which is going on all the time, Devas and Asuras, this is constantly going on. So the springing of I and then the asking of the question, Ayam aham kutaha bhavati. That is the response or the blow. So the springing of the I, which is the Rakshasa here, Shumbha, and the asking, where is it coming from? That is the blow to whatever is springing. And if I give enough blows, that I will, patati aham, that I will drop. Get it? This is what is going on in the Devi Mahatmya, with pure Vedanta only, nothing else. So, in other words, you do not think that you have to go and take any sword and cut off any head anyway of anybody. No. We just have to sit there and do this. All right. And that brings us to the end of the main story in this. Of course, you know, when this thing happens, there is always the, what we call, stuti. Big long stuti follows and all that kind of thing. By the devas, because now the devas are happy. Because these two fellows, they are taken over their throne, you know. So long stuti and all that is there. And then the Devi Mahatmyam comes to an end. Alright. Now, I also told that in 6 days we cannot finish a whole big script here, you know. But we got the essence of what the Devi Mahatmyam. Alright. I hope that you have picked up a few things in these days to help you along also on your journey. And to take you closer to your own self. All right. Now I'll stop and We will see then. We will have Arati and then we'll have Guru Dakshina. Huh? Okay. Please pass around the message about the announcements which we made, the several announcements which we made over the days. Mahasamadhi camp is coming up in New Jersey on the 30th of July, 2026. You should all try to go. This is, like Vinodji was saying, rightly so, it is driving distance. Now, you know, it's not in San Jose, California. You can drive. And the year after that, it is in Trinidad. And there is one direct flight. You don't have to change flight. And there are several direct flights, you know. Okay. Yes. Then, we announced yesterday also our YEP course, which takes place in Mangalam. Please see, the YEP is Youth Empowerment Program, and it is an excellent program for youths. If youths really want to blossom into good individuals and community leaders and exemplary individuals, then youth should make sure that they come to this program. It takes place at our Mangalam ashram in just outside Dallas every year. It's a 6-week program. I think this time it's going to be about 5 weeks. And these dates are wrong, but this is about the program. So encourage youngsters to join. It is for students who have just graduated from high school and onwards. I mean, the university and all that, right? And then the Swami Shantananji is coming here in April, in March, in the month of March. Please look forward to the program. And it's going to be a big program. Swamiji will be doing Sampurna Ramayana with a lot of rituals and all attached to the whole thing. Please don't miss it. Keep busy in this type of thing, otherwise the mind will go towards Shumbha Nishumba, you know. We don't want the mind to go that side. Keep at it, keep going on in this direction. Okay, let us all stand for Arati, and then we will have the Guru Dakshina and all after that. जय अम्बे गौरी मैया जय श्यामा गौरी तुमको निस दिन ध्यावत तुमको निस दिन ध्यावत हरि ब्रह्मा शिवरी ओम जय अम्बे गौरी मांग सिंदूर विराजत को मृग मद को मैया उज्ज्वल से दो नैना चंद्र वदन को कनक समान कलेवर रक्तांबर राजय मैया रक्त पुष्प गल माला कंठन पर साजय के हरिवाहन राजत खरग खपर धारी मैया सुर नर मुनि जन सेवक तिनके दुख हारी ओम जय अम्बे गौरी कानन कुंडल शोभित नासाग्रे मोती मैया कोटिक चंद्र दिवाकर समराजत ज्योति शुंभ निशुंभ विदार महिषासुर घाती धूम्र हाथमाथी
ॐ जय अम्बे गौरी
चंद मुंद संहारे शोणित बीज हरे
मैया शोणित बीज हरे
मधु कैटभ दो मारे
मधु कैटभ दो मारे
दुर्वयहीन करे
ॐ जय अम्बे गौरी
ब्रह्माणी रुद्राणी तुम कमला रानी
मैया तुम कमला रानी
आगम निगम बखानी
आगम निगम बखानी
तुम शिव पटरानी
ॐ जय अम्बे गौरी
64 योगिनी गावत नृत्य करत भैरो
मैया नृत्य करत भैरो
बाजत ताल मृदंगा
बाजत ताल मृदंगा
अरु बाजत डमरू
ॐ जय अम्बे गौरी
तुम ही जग की माता तुम ही हो भरता
मैया तुम ही हो भरता
भक्तन की दुख हरता
भक्तन की दुख हरता
सुख संपत्ति करता
ॐ जय अम्बे गौरी
भुजाचार शोभित वर मुद्राधारी
मैया वर मुद्राधारी
मन वांछित फल पावत
मन वांछित फल पावत
सेवत नर नारी
ॐ जय अम्बे गौरी
कंचन थाल विराजत अगर कपूर पाती
मैया अगर कपूर बाती
श्रीमाल के तुम्हें राजत
श्रीमल के तुम्हें राजत
कोटि रतन ज्योति
ॐ जय अम्बे गौरी
श्री अम्बा जी की आरती जो कोई नर गावे
मैया जो कोई नर गावे
कहत शिवानंद स्वामी
कहत शिवानंद स्वामी
सुख संपत्ति पावे
ॐ जय अम्बे गौरी जय अम्बे गौरी मैया जय श्यामा गौरी तुमको निश दिन ध्यावत तुमको निश दिन ध्यावत हरि ब्रह्मा शिवरी ॐ जय अम्बे गौरी
ओम जय अम्बे गौरी
ॐ जय अम्बे गौरी
ओम जय अम्बे गौरी
ॐ जय अम्बे गौरी
मंगलम भगवान विष्णु मंगलम गरुड़ध्वजः मंगलम पुंडरीकाक्षम मंगलायतनो हरिः कर्पूर गौरम करुणावतारम संसार सारम भुजगेन्द्रहारम सदा वसन्तं हृदयारविन्दे भवं भवानी सहितं नमामि भवं भवानी सहितं नमामि त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव त्वमेव बन्धुश्च सखा त्वमेव त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव त्वमेव सर्वं मम देवदेव ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते. ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. हरि ॐ श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः. हरि ॐ. बोले जगदम्बा माता की जय. श्री सत्य सनातन धर्म की जय. नमः पार्वती पदे हर हर महादेव. हरि ओम.
Hari Om. Can we all line up from the left side of where I am and then offer Guru Dakshina to Swamiji? Thank you.